Hello and good morning! Welcome back to our virtual class. How are you? I hope that everyone is safe and well. Thanks so much for joining me today as we explore our wonderful world using the English language. I'm Sir Len Eriquil, your English 9 teacher, discussant, and co-adventurer as we take a journey through Anglo-American literature. I'm pretty sure you will learn new things which you can apply in the real world outside the classroom. What is a verb? A verb is a word that expresses an action or a state of being. Verb example describing action. He planted trees. The action is planting. Verb example describing state of being. I prefer coffee. The state of being is preferring coffee. What is a verb tense? The verb tense tells us when the action happens. There are three main verb tenses: past, present, and future. Each main tense is divided into simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous tenses. Here are the 12 English verb tenses. The simple tenses. The simple past tense. The simple past tense is used to show a completed action that took place at a specific time in the past. The simple past is also frequently used to talk about past habits and generalizations. The simple past is usually formed using the verb plus ed. Irregular past forms do not have ed. Examples: I voted in the 2022 national elections yesterday. I went to Busan, South Korea last year. The simple present tense. The simple present tense is used to show repetition, habit, or generalization. In the third person singular, s or es is added. If the subject is plural, we do not add s or es. If the subject is the pronouns I, we, you, or they, we also do not add s or es to the verb. Examples: the plane leaves at 7 a.m. I vote in the 2022 national elections. The simple future tense. The simple future tense is a verb tense which is used to show that an action will take place at a specific time in the future. The simple future is also used to talk about future habits and future generalizations. The will form of simple future is made with the will plus verb in base form. Examples: Henry will send the email this afternoon. I will vote in the 2022 national elections. Those were the simple tenses of the verb.
Directions. Use the correct form of the verb in parentheses. Yesterday, I wake up early to go to the election precinct where I was registered. Today, the partial and unofficial results of the 2022 national elections be already available. I support future, the newly elected leaders of the country for a better economy and future amidst the ongoing pandemic. Yesterday, I woke up early to go to the election precinct where I was registered. Today, the partial and unofficial results of the 2022 national elections are already available. I will support the newly elected leaders of the country for a better economy and future amidst the ongoing pandemic.
The continuous tenses. The past continuous tense. The past continuous tense is used to show that an ongoing past action was happening at a specific moment of interruption or that two ongoing actions were happening at the same time. Past continuous tense is also called the past progressive tense. The past continuous tense is formed using was or were plus present participle or verb ing. Examples: I was eating dinner when he rang. I was voting in the 2022 national elections. The present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is used to show that an ongoing action is happening now, either at the moment of speech or for action happening around now. The present continuous can also be used to show that an action is going to take place in the near future. The present continuous is also called the present progressive tense. The present continuous is formed using am, is, are plus present participle or verb ing. Examples: they are studying English. I am voting in the 2022 national elections. The future continuous tense. The future continuous tense is used to indicate a future event that will be ongoing or progressive. The future continuous is used to indicate that a longer action in the future will be interrupted by a shorter action in the future. The future continuous tense has two different forms, will be plus verb ing and be going to be plus verb ing. Unlike simple future forms, the future continuous forms are usually interchangeable. The future continuous tense is also called the future progressive tense. The future continuous with will be plus present participle. Examples: I will be waiting for you at the party. I will be voting in the 2022 national elections. The future continuous with am, is, are plus going to be plus present participle. Examples: Jed is going to be waiting for you when his bus arrives this afternoon. I am going to be voting in the 2022 national elections. Those were the continuous tenses.
Directions. Use the correct form of the verb in parentheses. 1. Right now, I watched TV about the partial unofficial results of the 2022 national elections. 2. I studied while my sister made dinner. Past continuous. 3. Jill wait for you at the subway station number 7. Future continuous. One. Right now, I am watching TV about the partial unofficial results of the 2022 national elections. 2. I was studying while my sister made dinner. 3. Jill will be waiting for you at the subway station number 7.
The perfect tenses. The past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used to show that an action took place once or many times before another action in the past. We often use the past perfect in reported speech after verbs like said, told, asked, thought, or wondered. The past perfect is formed using had plus the past participle of the verb. Examples: my preferred candidate had lost in the elections. I had voted in the 2022 national elections. The present perfect tense. The present perfect tense is used to show that an action has taken place once or many times before now. There is always a connection with the past and with the present. The present perfect is most frequently used to talk about experiences, changes that have taken place, or continuing situations. The present perfect is formed using has or have plus the past participle. Examples: Luke has met her several times. I have voted in the 2022 national elections. The future perfect tense. The future perfect tense expresses an action in the future before another action in the future. This is the past in the future. Example, the plane will fly at 7 a.m. You will arrive at the airport at 7:15 a.m. When you arrive, the plane will have flown. The future perfect has two different forms, will have plus past participle and be going to have plus past participle. Unlike simple future forms, future perfect forms are usually interchangeable. The future perfect with will have plus past participle. Examples, you will have perfected your English communication skills by the time you come back from Canada. I will have voted in the 2022 national elections. The future perfect with am is are plus going to have plus past participle. Examples, you're going to have perfected your English communication skills by the time you come back from Canada. I'm going to have voted in the 2022 national elections by the time you leave the office. Those were the perfect tenses.
Directions. Use the correct form of the verb in parentheses. 1. Luke and Jake know each other for over 10 years. Present perfect. 2. Cherry did not have any cash with her because she forget her purse. Past perfect. 3. By the 30th of May, the new president announced the new cabinet members. Future perfect. One. Luke and Jake have known each other for over 10 years. 2. Cherry did not have any cash with her because she had forgotten her purse. 3. By the 30th of May, the new president will have announced the new cabinet members.
The perfect continuous tenses. The past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense is used to show that an action started in the past and continued up to another point in the past. The past perfect continuous tense is also called the past perfect progressive tense. The past perfect continuous is formed using had plus been plus present participle. Examples: Kelly had been working at that company for 5 years when the pandemic struck. I had been voting in the 2022 national elections. The present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous is used to show that an action started in the past and has continued up to the present moment. The present perfect continuous usually emphasizes duration or the amount of time that an action has been taking place. It is also called the present perfect progressive tense. The present perfect continuous is formed using has or have plus been plus present participle. Examples: Mark has been teaching at that school for 5 years. I have been voting in the 2022 national elections. The future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense looks at the past from the future. The future perfect continuous tense is like the future perfect tense, but it expresses longer actions or states extending up to some specific event or time in the future. The future perfect continuous tense is sometimes called the future perfect progressive tense. Example: Benny starts cooking at 11 a.m. Carrie is late and cannot arrive before 12 noon. Benny will have been waiting for an hour by the time Carrie meets him for lunch. The future perfect continuous has two different forms: will have been plus verb ing and be going to have been plus verb ing. The future perfect continuous using will have been plus present participle. Examples: You will have been waiting for more than 3 hours when her bus finally arrives. I will have been voting in the 2022 national elections. The future perfect continuous with am is are plus going to have been plus present participle. Examples. You are going to have been waiting for more than 3 hours when her bus finally arrives. I am going to have been voting in the 2022 national elections when you leave the office. Those were the perfect continuous tenses.
Directions. Use the correct form of the verb in parentheses. 1. Mr. Jose teach at a junior high school for more than a year before he transferred to senior high school. Past perfect continuous. 2. Duke work at a burger chain for 3 years. Present perfect continuous. 3. They talk for over an hour by the time Thomas arrives. Future perfect continuous. 1. Mr. Jose had been teaching in junior high school for more than 2 years before he transferred to senior high school. 2. Duke has been working at a burger chain for 3 years. 3. They will have been talking for over an hour by the time Thomas arrives.
This is Sir Len, and let's continue to explore our wonderful world as we take a journey through Anglo-American literature. Stay safe always. Bye!